Welcome to my new T3Vtech-3 engine devlog video. I got a few cool things working this month. The first cool thing was definitely anti-aliasing, and as you can see, it makes a drastic difference in visual quality. Despite having such a big influence on visual quality, it's luckily quite easy to enable multi-sampling with an SDL and OpenGL. So you basically need to set a multi-sample buffer. You need to tell OpenGL you need one. And you need to tell OpenGL how many samples you want to have. So you might want to have 4 samples or 8 samples. And the higher the number of samples, of course, the better the visual quality. And then there's one final step, which is also not much work. You only have to enable multi-sampling with an OpenGL itself. And then you're basically set up. Since OpenGL does all the magic, I wanted to know how MSAA works. I try to explain everything by using this triangle. So we want to display this pixel, which is currently inside this triangle. And since anti-aliasing is basically just pretending that we have a higher resolution than we can display, so we have 4 samples inside the pixel. With MSAA, we are trying to act a little bit smarter than with super sampling. So we are not sampling all these samples, since they are only inside the triangle, so we run the fragment shader only once. Therefore we are saving a lot of computational time. But what happens if our pixel is not inside the triangle, but at the border of a triangle? Then we need to run the fragment shader for each sample of the pixel. This means that anti-aliasing with MSAA is kind of cheap with low poly environments. But with high poly environments, it can almost be the same cost as super sampling, where we have to run the fragment shader for each sample all the time. But I didn't just take care of anti-aliasing this month. I also made a 3D model viewer to have an easy way available to see how 3D models look inside my engine. I just need to pass in the location of the model, and if I want to, the location of a texture as well. Otherwise, it will get simply displayed with the base texture, as you can see here, with my explosion model. I spent a pretty big part of my month working on this demo and input. The demo was working quite quickly, and mouse and keyboard were also working quite easily. But it took me 1 week to get Gamepads working in SDL, because the documentation was lacking, and some tutorial which I looked up had bugs, which is always great if you have bugs in a tutorial and then you have to try to fix these bugs. But now I got a pretty solid understanding of gamepads and joysticks in SDL, and as you can see, it works. I can shoot and I can jump, I can look around and I can move, which is pretty awesome, I would say. So this was basically everything for this month, and thanks for watching, and see you next month for my next devlog.